up, guys? This is going to be a more serious video. I wanted to touch on this because a lot of my followers have been sharing a disturbing clip in my Instagram DMs, tagging me on Twitter, and I guess kind of asking me in private what I think about this. So I guess I'll address this issue, and it's very unfortunate. Now, for those that don't know, there was a man by the name George Floyd. He was recently killed by a police officer, and it was a blatant killing. It wasn't something that could have been speculated. There wasn't, oh, this could have possibly happened. There were a multitude of witnesses of all different kinds of, like backgrounds, because normally you see people always say oh, well, it's just, there was only one group of people there, so they're probably being biased. Like, there was literally everybody in the local area that saw what was going on recorded the incident. There wasn't even a lady that came by, and she was outraged. Now, let me give you guys some background, because you guys are probably like, what are you talking about? Slow down. So the video starts off with this officer on George Floyd's neck. He's on the ground. He has he has handcuffs on behind his back on the ground. Now, I'm not sure what they teach at police academies. I'm not a police officer, so I don't know, but I'm willing to bet that putting your knee on something as vital as a neck is beyond disgusting and unacceptable, because something like this can happen. He died because of that. And the people watching and recording were telling them hey, you need to get off of him. He can't breathe. He said he couldn't breathe several times. The officers didn't believe him. His nose started bleeding. He started shaking. Officers still wouldn't get off of him. And it was very sad. Now this next part, I'm not really sure. I'm very hazy with the details, so don't quote me on this, but apparently the reason why the cops even got called was because apparently at an establishment he was at, he was trying to, I think he was either trying to pay for something with a check or whatever, and the establishment thought that the check that he was using to pay for whatever he was trying to get was fake or whatever. So they called the police. Police showed up. Things got out of hand. Whatever. Now that could be that's a very loosely paraphrased, scenario of what happened. But basically, he didn't commit any crime. He was good, and the police decided to detain him. But they did it in the most disgusting way possible. Matter of fact, it was just actually one officer that physically had him on the ground detained like that, as far as what I saw in the video. And there was another officer standing by letting it happen. He would tell people to back up. He was looking at what was going on. He's like, all right, no, I don't see anything wrong with it. And he let the officer do what he did. Now, I don't normally talk about things like this, because I know it's very controversial and people have a million different sides. I know there's the people that go well, if he didn't break the law, then he wouldn't be in that predicament. Or if this is why you need to listen to police officers when they tell you to do something. You need to do it exactly what they tell you to do. This man did exactly what the officer told him to do. He told him not to move. He didn't move. He was talking because he couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe. If you can't breathe, if somebody is sitting on your neck and you're trying to tell that person to get off because you can't breathe, and you see life fading from yourself, what else are you supposed to do? Sit there and die? That's pretty much exactly what happened in this scenario. And it's very disturbing, and I feel like more people should be talking about this, because it's one of those things that, it will continue to happen if there's not a spotlight shine on this. It's not even just police officers being, brutal to African American people. It's them abusing their power in general, because it happens to a lot of people. I've told this story before. I'm not sure if you guys remember. A lot of you guys that are watching this are probably new, but as you guys probably know, there was an incident where I had a friend that was driving to Texas, and my friend's white, whatever, and a police officer pulled him over, told him to step outside of his car, and the second my friend stepped outside of his car, and the police told him to turn around, and the police shot him in the stomach. So there has to be a heavy accountability system for things like this when it happens. Obviously, I understand the argument can be made, what if the officers are afraid for their life, right? I understand like there's certain measures you have to take, but there was no indicator at all in the video from anybody. You can get anybody's account of what happened that was there at the scene, any of their witness statements, and there was a 0% chance that any of these officers were threatened. Their lives were nowhere near close to being in danger. I mean, they could have been in fear that the crowd might have done something, but the person on the ground was 100% abiding by exactly what he was being told to do. And it's just disgusting to see. Like, this particularly made me just upset and honestly sad. I mean, everybody's sad right now because I mean, it's obviously like, you know, if you do have a corporation, you know, you have an industry like, you know, created to help move society in a positive direction, right? And then you have people in power that abuse it, and this is exactly what it looks like, and this needs to be talked about. I can't just sit here and like not say anything about it. A lot of people have messaged me and they wanted to hear my thoughts and feelings on it, and I really think it's messed up. And I really hope that this dies down, diminishes, eventually stops altogether. I hope, because this is not the first time something like this has happened, but this is the first time I've seen it happen so blatantly in front of everybody. The officer, while the people were telling him to get off of the man's neck, and the man was saying, hey, he said several things. He's like, sir, like, can you please just take your knee off my neck, please, like, just please, you know. Begging. He was begging for 5 minutes. The video was 5 minutes long of him begging, and at the end of the video, he died. He didn't move anymore. He was not responsive. They just haphazardly threw his body on a stretcher and took him away. And the officer acted as if nothing happened, nothing was wrong. He's like, all right, well, that's it. It's so sickening. It's so sickening. And I know people, you know, some people that watch this video are like, what the heck? Like, why are you even talking about this? It's because I feel like there's a big issue with situations like that. You know, like that obviously was super blatant, and it's all over the place. It's going global. It's worldwide now. Like, the entire internet has it, and it's the most disgusting form of an abuse of power that I think anybody's seen on the internet, like this bad, you know. I don't know. I just wanted to rant really quick and talk about it. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that floating clip, but yeah, his name was George Floyd. This happened in Minneapolis, and there are now protests all over the place. You know, people are extremely upset with what happened, and I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, and I don't know. This is exactly why people are afraid of. Well, I guess why you can say African American people are afraid of police, but a lot of everybody's afraid of police because we're not sure what's going to happen. We're not sure if, you know, a police officer's in a bad mood, or, you know, something. And I know it's not all police officers; it's a select few, but it's very unfortunate because the actions of a select few can overshadow an image of an entire department, you know, of an entire like an entire like profession, and it sucks because no one wins in this scenario. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to touch on it really quick and just express how I felt about this issue. I don't agree with what happened at all, and I hope that you know, there is justice for what happened. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys know what's going on. Why, like, if you guys have seen the video, just I want to hear your thoughts and feelings down in the comments down below. But RIP George Floyd, and I don't know. If you guys don't know what else to comment, at least comment that. I know it's not going to do in a single iota for the family, but it's just a thought that counts, man. Because this is horrible. We shouldn't allow this to happen. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.